Alrighty, my pretties, we are going to do another video on, character shippings I like, and today we are going to do Resident Evil shippings, whatever they're mostly video game series. Now, I like the movie series too, but I prefer the video games because it's more fun in my opinion. So the first couple I am going to say is canon is Chris and Jill. Now, I know some of you don't like that ship, which is understandable, but it's a canon ship. So I do ship Chris and Jill, but I'll respect people's opinions on that. They're a pretty good couple. Now, Leon X Claire, they're a good couple as well. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, Claire Redfield is actually Chris's sister. So yeah, I'm not shipping Chris with Claire because, that's incest, and that's something that is not allowed in my community. Now, Leon and Claire, they're a good couple. I generally support them both because, you know, Leon's a pretty cool guy. I pretty much like him. And, Claire is a pretty cool girl, you know, despite being the younger sister of Chris Redfield. Now, the next couple is Wesker X Excella. Now, Excella only appears in Resident Evil 5. Now, they seem to be a pretty good couple, but Wesker ends up ditching Excella later in the Resident Evil 5 game. If you guys have played the fifth one, you probably do know. Now, I'm definitely going to sit here and say is that now, I will say is that they're a good couple. I personally really enjoyed it. I thought, it's really cool. I personally really do ship them. So there's that. Now, Leon X Ada Wong. Now, Ada Wong does appear. She's the Chinese woman. Now, I do ship Leon and Ada Wong too. I mean, they're a pretty good couple, in my opinion. Now, Josh X Sheva. They're a good couple. I personally do like them both. They're pretty cool characters in the fifth Resident Evil game. Now, this is a kind of a ship that I don't usually, pick sides or anything like that, but Chris X Sheva. Now, there's nothing wrong with people shipping Chris with Sheva. I don't see any problem with that because Sheva's an adult and same with Chris, so that's fine because they're both adults, so, you know, that's totally fine. Like, I don't see a problem with that. Like, it's just Adult X Minor that I do not like because, it's PDF file, philia, or whatever. So, yeah. Now, Wesker X Jill, I know some people do ship Wesker with Jill, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't personally have an issue with that or anything like that. I'm more of a Chris and Jill shipping kind of person, but I'll respect people's opinions on, that and Wesker being shipped with Jill. Now, they're adults, so like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, here is another couple I came up with. Well, probably has been, shown in the Resident Evil community. I'm not too sure, but next one is Jill X Sheva. Now, it's pretty much a LGBTQ ship because they're both girls. So there's nothing wrong with LGBTQ ship things like it doesn't matter if it's two males or two females. I respect people equally of who they are. Just don't be toxic or anything like that. I know most of you guys know that, but when it comes to LGBTQ, just don't be toxic or sensitive over that because I have friends who are in the LGBTQ. Like, look at Zach the Celtics guy and Steve Trowbridge. They're both gay, and there's nothing wrong with them being gay. I support them for being gay. And the next one ship is Josh X Jill. A pretty good couple idea. I mean, I know some people ship them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I personally like the ship, but yeah. And another one is Chris X Rebecca. Now, I kind of don't mind that, but at the same time, it's kind of, you know, up there, if that makes total sense. So yeah, it kind of makes sense in a way, but Chris X Rebecca, I find that a little questionable. Well, not really too questionable or anything like that. But yeah. So, but she's 18 years old in the original Resident Evil game. So what I mean is, it's kind of questionable is because Rebecca's a little younger than I expect her to be. So, I mean, she's not a minor or anything, thankfully, but, I just say that it's kind of questionable, but that's just me. Now, Jill X Barry Burton, there's nothing wrong with that, although Barry's a little too old for Jill, but, they're a good couple, bull in my eyes, but, And Barry X Rebecca, I also find that quite questionable because Rebecca's like way younger. She's like 18. So, I mean, she probably aged up in the later Resident Evil games, but yeah, Barry X Rebecca, I find that to be quite questionable. That's just me, though, being honest. I just say, that I find that questionable, but, that's me. Now, Billy X Rebecca, I personally ship them because I find them to be a pretty good couple, in my opinion. They're a pretty cool couple. I really do enjoy it a lot. I thought they were really neat couple to, see. Now, I did play a little bit of Resident Evil Zero back in the day, so, I mean, I did have a YouTube channel back then, but that was before I got popular, so, yeah, I could definitely say. Oh, pardon me about that. My nose is I'm stuffed up due to fucking allergies. So, yeah, I definitely do have to say, while it's a really interesting, ship, I personally do find it to be a good couple, but I wish that Billy Cohen was more in the Resident Evil games. Like, I wish he was in more Resident Evil games. I mean, there could be a potential Resident Evil game that he might make an appearance in, but I'm not going to have any expectations because I don't know, because it's Capcom. Capcom will do anything to, decide what characters go on and stuff like that. But they're a good couple nevertheless. So that was basically Resident Evil couples that I come up with, but that I know of. But if there's any Resident Evil couples that I have not talked about, you guys can let me know what they are in the comment section down below because, yeah, I definitely do have to say these couples are pretty cool. I personally really enjoy, you know, seeing, Resident Evil couples. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess with that being said, I'm gonna sit here and just say this is just my own opinion on these couples. Now, most of you guys will not do this, but I want to say to especially new people that are here, do not, in under any circumstances, be toxic or anything like that. Because if I do find out you're being toxic, you will be blocked from my channel. So there's that. But please respect my opinion on these shippings, things, and couples of Resident Evil. Now, I will respect your opinion if you respect mine. But don't be toxic and don't opinion bash me. That's literally all I ask. So anyways, what did you guys personally think? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm Shadow the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Twitter, follow me on DeviantArt, and follow me on my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys will not miss an upload. So that's pretty much all I have to really say. But if I'm missing something, please let me know. And as always, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, roll the outro, because I'm out. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.